Hi there, we are Clean Campaign. I'm Drew Mill, I'm a data journalist.
Hi, I'm Lindsay Young. I'm with 18F.
Which is they work for the government. And so we met yesterday at this hackathon and we realized we had two different problems which had one solution. So we put our brains together and we came up with OFEC check. So Lindsay, why don't you talk about OFEC and then I'll talk about check. Sure.
OFEC is an acronym for OpenFEC, which is something that 18F is working on. We're working on an API for the FEC, and we're working for a website that's built on that API. Now, before we have this out and going, I want to make sure that our API is correct, which brings us to the check.
Yeah, so I heard some stories about accuracy issues with FEC bulk data, which is on our GitHub page. And I thought, I want to audit these as a journalist. I want to see the changes that are happening in the FEC bulk data every day. And so we'll go ahead and go to the next slide. We realized both of us want to access the publicly available FEC bulk data. So we built a database to do so. Basically, we download the bulk data weekly from the FEC. We check the integrity of the FEC bulk data against the FEC API that's soon to be released. We parse the data and look for changes from week to week. We publish those changes to the web, and you can sign up for a newsletter where you can receive all of the changes in the past week to the FEC bulk data. Now, we are aware that other organizations like Sunlight and Open Secrets also sort of do these real-time campaign finance apps. However, a lot of them use the raw data. The FEC puts out raw data and bulk data. And so what we're doing is auditing the API against the bulk data. So if you can go to the next page and click on the link there. Thanks. Whoops.
Sorry.
Anyhow, we have a quick demo on there. Can we get it up? No? Okay. Well, anyways, there's a demo of just a quick visualization of the changes. Oh, there it is. Of the changes between the FEC in the FEC data from week to week at two different points, and there it is. So if you scroll to the right, you'll see that these are all the records that have been changed from the one week to the next, and it's highlighted the change between those 2 weeks, and you can just put this program on a server, run it, and we'll also have a newsletter that can publish weekly with the changes. So as far as necessity and impact, this is not the sexiest thing, but it's something that needs to be done. Feasibility, we should probably have it done by tomorrow. It's already working, as you can see. We just have some sort of final changes to be done. Openness and replication, it's on GitHub. You can just click that link and fork it, and it's fully accessible and usable to anyone. We haven't put all that much into our user interface, but as you can see, if you know something about FEC data, you can go here and check it out, and we can make that sort of cleaner and more accessible.
And the kinds of changes that this tracks are largely amendments, but I'm really interested in any data discrepancies so we can fix them.
Yep, so that's us. We're OFEC check. And one other caveat is this is a sort of extension of a previous project, so you guys can take a look at the judge's note in the hackpad.
So Anne Ravel, the chair of the FEC, was here earlier. Did you show her the project, and if so, what'd she say?
She was happy. She also wants the data to be correct, as I think anyone working on the project does.
She was also excited about the idea of, Lindsay works for 18F for the government. I'm a journalist, somebody from the outside, and the idea that we could collaborate on something like this was exciting as well.
So you had me at 18F. So can you talk a little bit more about the raw data? Is there a similar project that from Sunlight or somewhere else that shows the transparency and the essentially version controls and checks?
Yeah, I think Derek Willis's project is probably the most similar to kind of what we're doing, but we wanted a little bit different just because I have like this new product that I'm trying to test out.
There's a Ruby gem called FEC that does this that allows easy sort of access to the raw data. And so eventually we could also compare the API with the raw data, with the bulk data, and make sure all of them are consistent. But we're not doing that yet.
Yeah, you answered my question about the raw data. The question I have is a very practical one, and that is, how labor intensive is it to be able to run this? I mean,
So if
how
you
many people are going to have to be working on it? How much time you're going to have to put in?
so to run the program.
Yeah, I mean, to get the result that you're showing here.
Oh yeah. So can you click on that fork or GitHub link on the top right? You can just go to GitHub, scroll down. If we can get some money to host it, we can just host it on publicly somewhere, and
Okay.
you can just sign up for our newsletter and get the updates. But if you scroll down to the bottom there, you'll notice our README has some instructions on how to set it up yourself, and it's like 2 lines. You just create the database and then run the setup script.